Parak HaMoiches Hasfina Daf Ayin Ches, sponsored for a bracha of Hatzlacha for Shomer ben Avram. The Gemara retracts its initial understanding of the Chachamim. As we explained yesterday, in a place where some people refer to Tzemed as the yoke, and some as including the oxen, Rabbi Yehuda holds the amount the money paid is decisive. The Chachamim disagree. In spite of the excessive amount paid for the yoke, the sale stands. However, this means the Chachamim do not hold the buyer's right of Bittul Mekach, voiding a sale. The Gemara rejects this outright. It suggests two alternative answers. Number one, the amount paid is not a proof, means the sale is void due to the excessive overcharge. Number two, the Chachamim distinguish between an amount the buyer can mistake and one he cannot mistake. The buyer can resort to Bittul Mekach when the price offered was excessive but not exorbitant. He can claim, I mistakenly thought it was expensive, not excessive. However, the Mishnah refers to a case where the price was exorbitant. In that case, we assume he initially gifted the seller the extra money and now wants to renege. Now we move on to a new Mishnah. The Mishnah discusses a case where the seller stipulates he is selling a donkey. The Mishnah brings three opinions. Number one, the Tanna Kama holds he sells a donkey, not with his gear. Number two, Nachum Hamadis holds he sells also the gear. Number three, Rabbi Yehuda holds it depends. If the buyer says, sell me chamorcha zeh, this donkey, it includes the gear. If he says, chamorcha hu, sell me it, the gear is not included in the sale. Ula explains the machlokas of the Mishnah. The dispute revolves around the cargo gear. Tanna Kama holds the primary use of a donkey is riding, not transporting cargo. Nachum Hamadi holds its primary use is transporting cargo, therefore its cargo gear is included. However, gear used for both transporting and riding is included in the sale. The Gemara challenges Ula from a brisa. Number one, the seller stipulates chamor v'kelav, he sold the riding gear. Number two, the seller stipulated he v'chol masha aleha, all its gear is included in the sale. Apparently, when he stipulates only chamor without v'kelav, the riding gear is not part of the sale. Ula resolves this by stating the novel teaching of the brisa is chamor v'kelav does not include cargo gear, but chamor stam includes riding gear. The Gemara questions what case is disputed in the Mishnah. Number one, this dispute refers to Odan Olav, the animal wearing the gear at the time of the transaction. If not, Nachum Hamadi agrees it is not part of the sale. Number two, the dispute refers to Ein Odam Olav, the animal is not wearing the gear, but if it does, the Tanna Kama agrees it is included in the sale. The Gemara attempts three failed resolutions. A, the previously mentioned brisa states the seller stipulates the donkey and everything on it, all is included. The Gemara now suggests an author only if the Mishnah refers to Odam Olav. This brisa is the Tanna Kama, even when the gear is on the animal, it does not suffice to stipulate only donkey. The Gemara states the Mishnah can refer to Ein Odam Olav. The seller stated everything fit to be on the donkey, not actually on the donkey. B, initially the Gemara understood the third opinion, Rabbi Yehuda, as discussing the case of Nachum Hamadi and the Tanna Kama. He came to decide between them. The animal is wearing the gear, and he said, chamorcha zeh. The Gemara refutes this. Rabbi Yehuda is not necessarily a machriya in the dispute. C, the Gemara rejects a third proof, aligning cases of the Reisha and Seifa. The Gemara concludes this discussion, bringing 5 Tanoim with a similar approach to deciding the nature of a transaction. The guiding principle is when a person sells something, he sells it with all its accessories. Nachum Hamadi is included in this group. The last point in the Gemara explains Rabbi Yehuda's distinction between chamorcha zeh v'hu. If the buyer stipulates chamorcha zeh when only one donkey is present, he means to include its gear. Chamorcha hu, we assume he is not certain if the donkey belongs to the seller. In such a case, he referred specifically to the animal and not its gear. If you're enjoying Daf 5, please click on the link below, subscribe and become a sponsor. Have a Chag Kosher V'Sameach. Thank you.